Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, and the first one comes from Jake. He asks, what's it like to be back at Hednesford?
Jake. Is that Jake Jones?
Jake Jones, yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of the brand. Doesn't look like the brand, but reminds me of the brand. What's it like being back at Hednesford? Mate, it's an absolute honour, to be fair. I think ever since my last spell, when I was there, when I got stitched up by the old gaffer, I was absolutely devastated when I left. But Deeks, Keenan, and Jeremiah has given me the chance to come back and give me a good chance to get back to where I was. So now I'm really looking forward to getting started again.
So how did it come about, you coming back? Did Keenan get in touch with you, or?
No. I mean, it was like I was at Sherwood, and I was there for another year, and then from nowhere, the owners had a different direction to where they told me they was going. So they gave me the option of leaving, and in the summer we had the chance to come back to Hednesford, but talks broke down, and now I had the opportunity to ring Keenan, because Deeks is always away. He's never in England. You'll never see him. He's always even in Ibiza. But yeah, I rang Keenan and I said, listen, I'm available. I'll come back for a packet of pork scratchings, usually a pack of Walkers, crisp, cheese and onion, they're my favourite. Stick it on a football pitch and I'll just run after it for 90 minutes as much as I can.
So the next question comes from Darren. He asks, as Danny has left, will you be the main Hednesford Town striker or super sub?
Obviously, my main aim is one of the top strikers in the league. I have targets that I want to hit myself, and I think with the experience that I can learn from Stash, Landell, Andre Brown, I think it can only improve me. You know, my career, it's never been a massive one. You know, I've come from a reserves. I've played first teams locally, and I've just pushed myself as far as I can go. And playing with these absolute unbelievable players that I get the opportunity to play with this season is only going to make me better. So the question is, I want to be the main striker. I want to be a part of a team that's gonna progress myself in my career. But not only that, it's going to progress the club as well. So it's only going to reap rewards, hopefully, playing in this squad.
The next question comes from Stephen. He asks, welcome back. What's impressed you the most since you've come home?
Everything, mate. I mean, the first time I was there, I was took back by the stadium, the standards. You know, coming from my background, again, a reserve team player that's really wanted to do well for himself and prove people wrong, to be at a team like a club like Hednesford, is only is maybe want to make myself progress a lot bigger. I think it's you know, Keenan, Jeremiah, Eeks, the way that they pull you to the side if they want to improve you as a player, and they're just on a different level. The management team are to what I've ever been a part of, and I'm really looking forward to working with them.
So Josh, next question from Josh. He asks,
sorry, my friend, my housemate Pat's here.
Josh asks, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Does pineapple belong in pizza?
Yeah, that's what he's asked you. Yeah.
Is Jaffa cake a biscuit? Is Jaffa cake a biscuit? That's what I'd say. So it's debatable, Dan. Yeah. It's debatable, but yeah, probably pineapple belongs in a pizza, but it also belongs in a good cocktail. Good cocktail.
Next one's from Matt. He asks, have you got any new goal celebrations?
Of course I have. I've always got good goal celebrations in my locker down. I mean, there'll be unusual ones this season that you'll see, but you know, I'm up for requests. I mean, I did the worm, I did robot, I did a Peter Croucher. But he did a robot. I was good in that one. Oh, I remember that one. But no, usually it's an Alan Shearer celebration that I usually do. But if anybody has any requests before a game, holler at me and I'll make sure I do it. Peace.
Next one's from Paul. He asks, presume when the goals go in, you'll be wanting to borrow my Pitman helmet again as part of the celebrations.
I remember that moment, you know, we was at Stourbridge and it was a huge game because, you know, they were there to be one of the title favourites. I think we went and beat them 3-0. And straight away, that big fluorescent hat, I was like, give me that here, I'll put it right on my bonnet. But no, class guy, I'd definitely borrow it again.
Okay, next one's from Dorinda. She asks, what's the new sing-along song for the dressing room?
Oh, you are gold, gold. Always believe in your soul. You got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in. I got a bit of sweat.
How did it come last time for you to pick goal as like the song you sing in the dressing room?
It was my brother's idea. So when my brother was at Spalding, I always I went to watch him if I never had a game, and they went on an unbelievable run one season, and they absolutely sang the heart out of this gold. And I'm like, why do you sing Spandau Ballet? It's like, well, it's probably the best song you can sing when you win. And it took me and Brad about 3 weeks to bed into the new team, and we're like, right, we'll get Spandau Ballet on. And straight banged it on, and we're like, "You are gold, gold." And then our old manager would say he knew the worst. Just let him start, and then we'd finish. So Keenan, get the words, learn them, and then we'll finish it.
Well, the follow-up question from Joe, and he asks, so does this mean the return of gold in the changing rooms? Have you spoken to Keenan about that yet?
Keenan, no, I've not spoke to him about it yet, if I'm honest with you. But buzzing. I'm very much looking forward to him learning the words. And I will text him about this. He'll watch this interview. He'll watch it with close ears and eyes, and he'll know he'll have to learn the start of Spandau Ballet gold. Because, you know, we have unbelievable players. We have superstars in the squad now. Yeah, we've got Reece Starsh, international player, and he's going to be behind me singing gold. I can't wait.
Next question comes from Dave, and he asks, what kind of coffee does he recommend for the media team to keep warm with on match days? Even better, can he make us all one?
Well, it depends what kind of coffee that they like. You know, they can have a macchiato, which is an Italian drink. You know, macchiato is an espresso with frothy coffee on top. In case you have the delicate palates that you don't like a single espresso. Or you can have a cortado. More cortado is the milkier espresso that you can have in usually a 4-ounce glass cup, or maybe a takeaway cup these days because you don't like glass. Or you can have a full-on latte. That will keep you warm. That's usually just a milky 12-ounce cup. You know, I can go on and on, Dan. You know, I can spit rhymes, you know, but I don't. I'm just a coffee guy, just playing football, enjoying myself. That's it.
Okay, the next one comes from Kevin, and he asks, how many goals are you going to score this season?
Kevlar.
Yeah, Kevin Fern.
I know. Yeah, I mean, as a striker, you target a minimum of 20. I mean, that's just my standard target that I set. But, you know, in the position that I play, you're more assisting, you're helping the team. You know, I'm this season. I know it sounds really silly, but I'm going to learn a lot from Reed. Sorry, hold on. There we go. So this season, I'm going to learn a lot from Reese because of his experience. You know, he plays in my position, and I can't think of anybody better. To learn from and hopefully play alongside of, and reap the rewards via goals. So my minimum target is 20, and anything else is a bonus. As long as the team wins, we get 3 points, and then we sing gold at the end of the game. That's all that matters on a Saturday or a Tuesday night.
Next one's from Simon. He asks, if you had to pick a starting 11 of your favourite players, who would you pick?
My favourite players, I'll tell you what I will do. My favourite, I'll go off the players that I've played with. I will say in goal, Andy, our number one at the minute. Unbelievable player. Young lad, got a lot of, he's got such a great career in front of him. We're so lucky to have him as a goalkeeper. Centre half, I'd have Bales all day. Absolute steamboat at the back. He's rapid. Other centre half, I would go for Joe Maguire, Harry's brother, who played with it at Ilkeston. Right back. No, right backs. Was Curls the right back when I was there?
Yeah, he was.
Curl. I'd go for Curl because he was unbelievable, right? Left back, Sam Griff. Oh my God, what pace that boy has. Gets to me a bit when he plays. And then I was thinking about this today, I'd go with Alex Ray Harvey. He was phenomenal when he was with us. He was phenomenal. I'd also go with Reece King, because Reece King is a lot like me. He's a hard grafter. He works hard for the team. Very, very unselfish. I would also go with my old captain when I was 18 that I learned from as well. With Stephen Warne. He used to play for Chesterfield. Very, very good player, Warne he was. And then last but not least, my midfield would probably be Matt Thornhill, the captain of Baseford at the minute, ex-Notts Forest player. He was on a different level that I've ever seen. And then up front, I only have one striking partner that I've ever played with, that I've ever been successful with. One season, we scored 40 goals apiece. We never got promoted. We finished on 97 points, and we didn't get promoted. Tadcaster did, who are now in league below us. And it's John Froggatt. John, we're still good mates now. We don't talk as much as we did, but if I ever put a category with the best strikers that I've ever played with, John Froggatt is number one for me.
Next question comes from Paul, and he asks, who has been the person you most looked up to for guidance as a footballer or just life in general?
I'd probably say Peter Duffield. Peter he used to play for Sheffield. He used to play for Sheffield United and Hibernian in the Scottish leagues. And he was my first real proper manager I ever had. And he guided me from 17 till about 19. I'll be forever grateful for that. So, Peter Duffield, and also your dad as well. Your dad is your icon, is the guy that you look up to, you want to be like. And, I remember watching my dad when I was younger, and he was different class. And I've always known that he used to work hard. First and foremost, you work hard, your work ethic is right, and your teamwork is correct. And I've always wanted to be like my dad, and I think that's the way that I am today. You've seen me play. I don't stop running. And if I ever did, I'll just take one look over to my dad, and he'll have that look on his face like he always does. Like, if you don't start running, I'm going to kick your, So, yeah.
So will your dad be coming to watch you this season?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my dad will come to watch me, but obviously Brad, my brother's gone to Frickley now, which is a league below us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, FA Cup, we can draw them. But it's hard, especially when his two sons are at two different clubs, and he wants to come support us both. But me and Brad both understand that he's got to share himself between us both. And also, my mum's just had an operation on her leg, so he's also sharing us between three of us now. So he's got to look after my mum and then make sure we're doing well on the pitch as well.
Last question comes from Steve, and he asks, what's the best match you have played in and why?
So I don't think anybody will believe. Actually, yeah, they might believe this. So when I was 21, going 21 because I look 21 now. I played for Handsworth in Sheffield, proper Yorkshire league. That's not league, that's Liverpool. Anyway, so we played Cleethorpes, and it was the cup final of the league cup final, and we was 3-0 down after 80 minutes. Anyway, it got to the 85th minute and we're still 3-0 down. And then the ball got crossed in and I scored and we went 3-1. And I'm like, it's consolation, it don't matter. They took the kick off. They lost it straight away. We went up the other end and then I scored again. And I'm like, it's 3-2. We've got probably a minute and a half left. Anyway, balls come through and the guys took me out as a free kick. Went down, scored a free kick. And then last minute, as we're about to literally think about extra time, the guys brought us down and we've got a penalty. And Sam Smith finished the penalty. And in 5.5, maybe 4.5 minutes, we went and won the cup final in 4.5 minutes. And honestly, the scenes were ridiculous. Cleethorpes fans hated me, hence where the hashtag Max Branning come from, because they thought I was diving Max Branning. But no, it was an incredible game that I don't think I'll ever be a part of again. But no, what a game that was. It just gives me chills thinking about it now.
What's your favourite game you played for us?
For us, it was a draw actually. We drew and we played Nantwich. Can you remember?
Oh yeah, 4-4.
We drew 4-4. Danny Glover scored, didn't he?
Yeah, he came off the bench.
What a game that was. And even though we drew, it's so cliche, but the fans got the money's worth because we was 3-0 up, then we went 4-1 up, and then we ended up drawing 4-4 in the last 5 minutes, I think it was. And I mean, wow, what a end to the game. But I mean, probably some of the best games that I've ever played for, a part of, is obviously from my background, is playing at the likes of South Shields and playing against players that have played at pro clubs. And I think that's what makes me humble about being at a club like this, is that I don't take it for granted and I'm happy to be here. And the players that I play with, I generally respect. I'll have a laugh with them, I'll have banter with them, but I generally respect every single player at this club because, one, they deserve it, and two, I've always wanted to be where they've been. But now I've got the opportunity to play with them, I'll make sure I learn from them.
So when are you back in pre-season training properly?
We have been at the minute, so we're in every Thursday at the moment. But properly, it's June the 29th. But Evie's booked a surprise birthday getaway in the Lake District. So I actually missed the first sessions. So what I'm doing is leading up to that. I'm going to do every Thursday, and I'm only going to miss one session. But I mean, it's optional at the minute. So there's only about, I don't know, 15, 16 lads there at the moment. But it's a great opportunity to get to learn everyone's names to start, because everyone's changed since our last year, apart from Carter. Carter Red Cheeks. He's not changed, But no, absolutely honoured to be back at this club again, and you know, I'll make sure that I'll make the fans happy, Gaffer happy, and the players, and you know, I won't stop chasing that crisp packet till I catch you.
Are you looking forward to the Buxton friendly?
Dan,
Yeah.
I can't wait. Honestly, obviously, I won't go into detail what happened the last time I was there, but I was absolutely shafted, and I didn't want to leave, but it was the only option for me to do. There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that the fans didn't know. The players ignored it, and we got to the point where we was top of the league in January. But there was always things going off behind the scenes that was just out of our hands and out of our control. And to now come back to this club now where there's no stress, you don't have to worry about coming training and what might be said. You know, there's nothing. It's just a freedom to go and play now, and I think that has been so different at any other club that I've been at. Is why this year it's an exciting year and one to be very, very excited for if you're a fan.
So finally, can we win the league?
I think that's just a silly question. I think with the players that I've been with at the moment at training and the players that are coming training, there is no doubt in my mind that we're going to be up there, you know, challenging. We're not here to be mid-table. It's not a Hednesford. That's not the club's ethos. We're not there to make the numbers up at all, and we haven't been. You know, we've had an unlucky number of years with ownership and management and stuff, but now we've got the stability, and we've got the right managers to lead us in the right direction. You know, we can only get better and better, and I think this year you'll see that we will, and I'm very confident that we'll be there or abouts this season.
Thank you for joining me today, Keenan.
Keenan?
Oh, Keenan, sorry, Kieran.
Keenan, you can put that in as well. Make sure you put that in because he's a good looking lad. Yeah, anyway, cheers, Nat.